Hi guys, thanks for joining and welcome into my new studio, and this time I'm gonna show you around and how I lit basically the scene and how you can apply that for yourself and how I was able to power on a light outside without even a power supply. Coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul, I'm a German-based cinematographer and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe, that really helps the channel. So thank you. So in this video, as I've said, we are talking about lighting and especially here in my new studio, how I decided to lit the scene. First of all, camera settings are, I'm shooting on the Red Komodo with the speed booster, so I have the full frame field of view with the 35mm DZO Westbit Prime off with a T2.1, so as wide open as it gets. So everything that I wanted to achieve here is color contrast. So I set my key light here, which is the Smoric RC120B, to 4000 Kelvin so that my warms appear warmer and my cold color temperatures appear much more cooler. So, and in the back over there, I have just a desk lamp, but there is also the Aperture light bulb 7C inside with a color temperature of 2000, so very warm. And I also have there as an accent the MacBook, also where I see the logo and stuff. And here back in my shelf, I have a couple, actually three light tubes from Godox, and they are all set to a blue color temperature, not HSI blue, so they are full RGB, so they are set to a blue color, but I dialed the saturation down, so because already the wall there is in a dark gray painted, and yeah, just have some lenses there to make it look pretty nice basically. So, and now we come to my fake moon setup, if you will. So outside here we are in the basement. I have on a stand the Sokani X60 full RGB light that is also dialed into HSI to blue, but also the saturation turned down so that it also appears as a moonlight. And I've powered that from a mobile power station, and that's pretty cool because I found myself very often in situations where I'm outside, for example here in a park where I don't have access to power, and this comes in really handy because this is a wireless power supply that I can take with me anywhere and power my lights from, or even my smoke machine, because when we are shooting Breaking Bad out in the desert I also didn't have any power supply, but in between the takes I wanted to fill the car with smoke, and therefore I used this one to fire up my smoke machine. And here I basically did the same with the light. It has, so the unit has 150 watt hours. So with the Sokani set at, I think it is a 40%, it gives me a reading of 2.2 hours, which it can power it. So it has a normal AC supply as you have in your normal wall. It has two USB-A and it also has a USB-C, and you can toggle between which output it should supply with power. So basically I like this unit because it is very small and compact and I can take it with me everywhere. One thing that I don't like is, for example, that it is really, when I put it out for the first time, it smelled really plasticky, so I had to leave it outside for a week until the smell was gone. So that's something that I didn't really like. But other than that, it really performed well. And of course, in the past, we've used these generators. For example, when we were shooting the scene in the woods here, we used generators. And the generators, you know them, they're big, they're loud, they're noisy, and they're running out of gas. So also that is not the best solution out there. And they're so freaking loud. We were like 500 meters or even more far away into the woods, and the generators were standing outside the woods, and we were powering multiple light fixtures like 1200D, 600D to get a moonlight, something like that. And we couldn't use the audio because we always had this sound in the background, and we had to do ADR in post, which is a real bummer. So and therefore this comes in really handy Also when I was shooting in the park to give me a little bit of fill where I used the sun as a backlight, it really did a great job. So I will link it for you down below. And you have also other options to power a light, for example. The other version would be a V-mount, but that didn't work, for example, with my smoke machine. And also, for example, the scene in the park, I could have also used an ultra bounce, right? So that the sun bounces back into my face. That would have been the same situation basically. But I think with such a unit, you're much more flexible in terms of what you want to do. Would I have wished to get more wattage, more power output from there? Yes, of course. But then it would obviously get bigger and bigger, and I can't take it with me in a backpack or something like that. So yeah, that's the trade-off you're gonna make. And yeah, if you have any further question to my lighting setup, to my new studio, everything like that, just drop it down in the comments below, and I'm gonna see you in my very next video. Cheers! Okay, here look behind the scenes. This is the Komodo. That's basically how it looks. I have my key light here set to 4000 Kelvin, and it's I think at 4% brightness, something like that. Then I have here at the very back, I have